Just fuck the Marley. Give it to them. Hey, give it to them. Come on. Hey, give it to them. Give it to them.
Peace, and welcome into the latest episode of
Just fuck the Marley. Give it to them. Hey, give it to them. Come on.
So yeah, tonight we are riding Ace Deuce tonight. It's just me, Fro, and my man Panero. Josie Kid is missing in action. There is no telling where or what he's got going on. If he is willing and able, he will pop up when he can pop up. But we're going to keep it moving and we're going to keep it going. Panero, how you, my G?
Man, day by day, we in the town, getting it in. Love kicking it with my mans in them. Hopefully, Punji will kick in soon.
No doubt, man. So we're going to keep it moving as we proceed to give you what you need. So on this week's episode of
Just fuck the Marley. Give it to them. Hey, give it to them. Come on. Give it to them.
So yeah, this past week it was some interesting things that went on within the culture, Lord. We had the BET Awards go down this past Tuesday. Now, again, we are men of a certain age. So I'm going to say a disclaimer that obviously we do not prescribe or subscribe to everything that went on during the BET Awards. Salute to those who won awards. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because one of the legends of hip hop of the culture, DJ Marley Marl, was honored. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and show them at the BET Awards honoring one of the legends and DJ Marley Marl. So hold tight while I go ahead and bring that up. And we see Josie has made his way in. Josie, go ahead and say what's up to the people.
What's up, peoples? Ready to see y'all. I'm glad it's given to them Friday. I'm ready to give it to them. Definitely got a lot of stuff get off my chest, so I'm glad we dug right into it. Let's go. Let's get to the video.
Punji!
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all for real. This started out as a dream. 4117 Vernon Boulevard, Long Island City, Queensbridge. I will face Manhattan, so that's all I could look at and wonder what's happening in them lights over there. So I want to be there. I had some people inspiring my life. I mentioned them in the bridge. It was T-Tom, Jappy Jap, Larry Laugh, and Gas.
A cool brother by the name of Gas.
I got with Mr. Magic through Mr. Dr. Bob Lee, Shaheen's father, in my building, brought me to Mr. Magic, and we changed the world, being the first rap show on the radio. Back in New York in WBLS, I was the first hip hop DJ to rock live on the radio, and then I brought Sam to hip hop. That changed my world. After that, I would produce the Juice Crew, the whole Juice Crew. We moved on. We was with Andre Harrell with Uptown Records. Then I made Mama Said Knock You Out. Me and LL had something to prove, and we proved it. We did well. I accept this award, but I got shared with Mr. Magic, rest in peace. One of us made it, brother. And this goes to you. What's up? What's up?
Hold on, time out. He said something that's very key that I didn't think y'all heard. He invented sampling on a record. This is Marley Marl right here. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Stand up. Let's bounce. Yeah. Yo, it all started from a little crib. Queensbridge, I love you. This goes out to you too. I accept this award and thank you for giving it to me because I am hip hop DJ Marley Marl. Peace.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man, I had to bring that in because, as I said, man, this is a show about the culture for the culture, and that right there is one of the staples, one of the cornerstones of the culture of hip hop. Marley Marl, man, and I want to share this with y'all, man. I saw a post on IG this week, man, of Benny the Butcher standing with Marley Marl on IG and giving Marley Marl his flowers. And I thought about my boy here because Marley, what Marley was to DJ Shay is like what Air is to all of us, man. He would have been right there with Benny in Marley's ear, picking his brain on everything. So when I saw that picture, man, that was the first thing I thought about was cousin. And I wanted to go ahead and give Marley his flowers because
Gotcha.
I can't think of what hip hop would be without Marley.
Without that.
Josie, go ahead and add on to Marley Marl for me.
Man, shit. Again, if you think about any of them joints, Juice Crew Law, a lot of Big Daddy, a lot of Master Ace, a lot of Biz Markie, a lot of people that we revere as some of the greats, that's because of Marley Marl's music. And I think that the sound that he was able to create and the action in the music is some of the things that I like about hip hop to this day. Like some of the stuff from Meek Mill remind me of Marley because it's that action, that's that amp type of music. And I think that he was one of the best at that. But I think Marley always had that ear where he could pretty much segment into any artist, any genre, any type of feel and give you a vibe that was his own. I think him and Premier are one of the two people in the world where no matter what they're doing, whether they play it, they make it, or they sample it, you always know it's them when you hear it.
If not for Marley Marl, there would be no DJ Premier. And
Exactly.
let me just add on to this. You know, what Marley said that he and Mr. Magic was the first on rap music radio show.
That's where them tapes used to come from. Them city tapes we used to get was of the Mr. Magic show and Marley Marl on BLS.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Those city tapes were batteries, and those batteries were put in our back, and it gave us the sound of New York City. It gave us it gave my man here the dream that he could get to New York and be a star in the hip hop game. So with that being said, P, what you got to add on to the legendary Marley Marl, man?
The first thing that comes to mind with Marley Marl in my brain growing up is just the bridge beat, man. When I hear the bridge and when I heard the bridge as a kid, it was the first time I ever thought to myself, who the fuck did this beat? That never came to my mind before in my life.
You usually be like, who is this MC?
Yeah, why? How is this happening? Like, where did it come from? How did he do it? You know what I'm saying? I had to find out what the bridge was because I didn't know they were talking about Queensbridge until I listened closely.
Right.
And then shout out to my cousin Kurt Fish, man, because he had a girl in New York who would send us the tapes of the radio station. You know what I'm saying? And we
because they were selling them. Them was the original mixtapes, the tapes of their shows. We used to make plenty of money selling them joints in the hood.
Yeah, it was mesmerizing to us that Marley was on the air getting it in.
But it was so far away, we couldn't get it.
Right.
So them tapes was our radio station.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to BET for, you know, making sure that this guy got his flowers.
So yeah, man, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and share the tribute they did for Marley.
They're going to do all his hits. They're just going to tell it all right here.
Put your hands in the air like this. Come on. Yeah. Respect the DJ Marley Marl. Just walk your hands into the beat. Come on, do like this. Yeah. I came slamming the door. Said it before.
All his beats.
Ties me no more than biting me, inviting me to rhyme. I can't hold it back. I'm looking for the line.
Come on.
With my throat, the rhyme will be kicking in till
I hit the last note.
I know counter ideas, no like the thought to
Say
a rhyme and do the next one. Prepare, never scare out, just bless one. And you know that I'm the solo with Marley Marl, make back to there. You got people over here. Hey, yo, and all my people over here. Yo, yo, and everybody outside. Yo, from Marley Marl over here. Yeah. My name is Jackson the DJ. From the Bronx, New York. Magnificent Jazzy Jack. We all here for hip hop from Marley Marl. Salute. Yo, God, whenever you're ready, sing my song. Thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands. So I dig into my pocket, all my money spent. Dig deeper, still coming up with length. So I leave my residence thinking, how could I get some dead president? I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of all the devious things I used to roll up. It's just a hold up. Ain't nothing funny. Stop
smiling.
But the money. But now I learn to earn cause I'm righteous. I feel great. Maybe I might just search for a 9 to 5. If I strive,
maybe I'll stay alive.
The street with filling out of places,
man, do I miss.
And a paper, stereo was safer. Me and Marley Marl, nice big later. Fish, my favorite dish, but without no money, it's still a wish. It sounds like
I don't have to dream about getting paid.
The books of the rhyme that I made. So now the test, see if I got pulled. Hit the studio. God is great.
Yes.
You're jingling, baby. You're jingling, baby.
You wasn't jingling. You was lame as hell.
Uncle L, teacher of the punk. Records are recorded, mine is all the junk. Was red got some believe what they must, but I slammed up punks to make them fight the dust. Made it needed to make a free rolling bleed. Put them in the bucket like a chicken feed. Check out pick up the lid and not a quitter. I'm nice. I'm a dust you up and dust you up twice. You never heard his own dirty, hysterical fan. Now except the H, he got a miracle man. Prominent, got McCoy in the real. Another brother's fan, look at how you feel. He's so, I got the instinct. They call me Deputy Dog to put your booty in the clink. You dance to a Marley Marl remix singular. Let me see your earrings jingle, love. Hey, yo, Marley, you remember this one? Hello, my name is Mr. Goodbar. I came over for champagne. Later on, maybe I'll tell you my real name. But for now, sip your drink and be merry. Be a good girl and save me a cherry. Me, I have a Kahlua and milk. The champagne always saves my silk. Out of man, it's something we won't talk about. It's smart and dumb enough to let you out. I like your Fendi bag, your alligator shoes, hairstyle, and your whole point of view. The way you lick your lips and stare. You tell me that's a habit? Yeah. Honey-coated legs with not one scar. Stylish wardrobe is up to par. Here's my number. Call me in my car. You deserve a visit. Yeah. You deserve a visit. Yeah. You deserve a visit from Mr. Goodbar. Bring it down. Put your hands in the sky, like this here. Hands in the sky, from side to side. God is great. I want a girl with extensions in her hair, bamboo earrings, just 2 pair, Fendi bag and a bad attitude. That's all I need to get me in a view. She can walk with a switch and talk with street slang. Love it when the woman ain't scared to do a thing. The bus stop, sucking on the lollipop. She gets bumping, it's hard to make the hottie stop. She likes to dance to the rap thing. Sweet candy, yeah, honey-coated complexion. Music cafe, let's see it for the girls who's from around the way. Shit. You got your hair done, nails done, everything did. Right. Hair done, nails done, everything did. Right. Now bring it up.
Woo!
Don't call it a comeback.
I've been here for years. You hear me, cannabis? Oh, you better move. Competition's paying the price, huh? Oh.
Oh yeah, man, that was the tribute to the legendary hip hop producer, innovator, creator, Marley Marl, man. I felt it was important that I shared that with our audience. Thanks again for liking, sharing, and viewing. Please like, share, view, and subscribe down low. But Marley Marl is like Marley Marl made the beats to my teenage years.
Right.
Marley Marl definitely was in control of that. And it's funny because that was the name of his show, Marley Marl.
In control.
Now, I also want to say is this. Quiet as kept, Marley saved LL's career.
Mm-hmm. That was the comeback. He
He
talked about don't call it a comeback, but it definitely was a fadeaway and then, a swish, if nothing else.
Marley saved L's career because L had with that Walking with the Panther album, people wasn't really checking for L no more like that. When he made I'm That Type of Guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm that type of guy. But he reached out to Mr. Boom Bap himself, Marley Marl, and Marley hit him with those classics. Just heard him go through right there. So again, man, I want to salute Marley Marl, man. Thank you for being a pivotal part of hip hop, man, in this 50th year anniversary. We salute you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being the soundtrack to our lives.
So yeah, man, as we continue on with this episode of Give It to Them Friday, man, we're gonna continue on and give it to
Damn, it's up. Damn, hey, give it to damn. Come on, hey, give it to damn. Give it to damn.
as man. With the previous episodes that we've done, I don't always share with my partners here what we're going to talk about because I want it to be spontaneous. I don't want them to have a already planned. I want them to come straight off the top of their dome like LL would in the freestyle session. With that being said, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put a picture up on the screen, y'all, and y'all see this picture. And then we're going to react to it as we always do on. This next person, again, is prominent in the culture. He's probably been a prominent fixture. He's been in the culture for well over 20 plus years, but he's really been in the limelight, I would say, within the last 15 or so, that he's really been in the limelight, he has really been prominent in the culture. So I'm going to pop this picture of this person up.
Yeah. Talk about this nut job.
As I said, y'all, my mans and them, they didn't have any idea what I was going to put up here. So when I put this up there and you see the title of this, y'all see it says DJ Envy called out for promoting a real estate scheme that stole millions. All right. So
he was involved in a Ponzi.
Before we get into it and before you react to it, I'm going to play this clip and then we're going to come back and.
Damn, it's up. Give it to damn. Hey, give it to damn. Come on, hey, give it to damn. Give it to damn.
Tonight, an I-Team exclusive investigation involving a real estate deal and one of the most recognizable voices in radio. Investors in a real estate venture say they were swindled out of millions of dollars. And they argue syndicated radio rapper Rashawn Casey, better known as DJ Envy from the show The Breakfast Club, promoted these deals. Investigative reporter Sarah Wallace talked to the alleged victims and has the response to those mounting accusations you're about to hear for the first time.
We've helped so many people, not just regular people, but celebrities, athletes, executives.
That's DJ Envy on his syndicated iHeart radio show, The Breakfast Club. He's often promoted the real estate venture of his pal, Cesar Pina.
You might know him on Instagram as Flippin' NJ.
But it's more than just a passing endorsement.
You could partner with us on some deals, make some money with us.
Envy and Cesar have teamed up for seminars, including one at the Jacob Javits Convention Center, pitching opportunities to flip properties, often in distressed areas of New Jersey.
We invested $200,000 and looks like we're never going to get it back.
Jose Santiago and his wife Jessica Ortiz say they believed investing in this neighborhood of Patterson would be their ticket to the American dream.
That's the reason why I got into real estate, so we can actually start flipping properties, buying properties, so we can have something for our kids in the future.
The couple says they connected with entrepreneur Cesar after seeing him on social media with DJ Envy.
He's advertising this all over the radio and on television. I've seen shows of him all over the place, so I thought this was legit.
The pitch to invest in rundown properties that would be renovated and flipped for more money. The promise to return up to 30%. In some cases, Cesar didn't even own the properties. This couple took out $200,000 in equity from their Florida home, promised that 30% return within 4 months. Then they say nothing.
I'm paying the interest right now every month, and I have nothing.
Well, at this point, we just want our money back.
Nigel Chamblin says he was conned by Cesar into investing $235,000 in that same Patterson property, along with two others, $300,000 each for homes in Hawthorne and in Maplewood.
$835,000 in total on all three houses. There were other people investing in the exact same properties. It was a scam. It was a lie.
Augie Rios owns a custom auto wrap shop in Lodi, who says he worked on Envy's cars for years and believed his pitch. He did get back a return on an initial investment with Cesar, but maintains a second investment on this Patterson property went south.
If it wasn't for DJ Envy, I would have never invested into Cesar. I lost a total of $64,000.
After receiving 2 bounced checks, Rios says he got a visit from Cesar carrying this box of jewelry.
He said, take this jewelry until I can pay you back.
How much did he say this was worth?
15, 20 grand.
Then there's record producer Anthony Martini, who invested in what he thought was a promising apartment project in Patterson.
I lost $1 million.
And you went in because of DJ Envy?
Yeah, I did. I mean, you know, I'd known Envy for years.
Martini's attorney has filed a lawsuit.
Some sort of Ponzi-like scheme where he's taking money from one investor to pay off other investors. You're looking at over $40 million invested with the Pinas in their companies.
Breaking news here on Tony the Closer's Live.
The complaint floodgates opened up when alleged victims started appearing on the social media platform of influencer Tony the Closer, a self-proclaimed real estate scam watchdog.
I decided to make it where everybody would know the disgusting behavior that they're practicing.
Dozens of lawsuits have now been filed against Cesar and his wife. Several also name Envy, who has sued Tony the Closer for defamation after also going on with him live.
And there's nobody in here that could ever say Envy, they gave Envy $1.
Envy, whose real name is Rashawn Casey, declined to talk to the I-Team, referring us to a powerful Manhattan real estate attorney. He says the radio personality lost $500,000 to the Pinas in an investment deal to transform this vacant school building in Patterson into rental units.
He is a victim, just like the other alleged victims are in connection with the scam.
Why, if he's a victim, hasn't he filed a lawsuit against the Pinas?
He has a legal right to file whenever he deems fit. He is now contending with cases that are being filed every day improperly against him.
Why not come out on his radio show and warn other alleged victims if he feels that he was?
It's an ongoing, they're ongoing litigations. And there's no room for them on, any sort of radio show.
A lot of people say they bought in because of Envy's reputation. Does he not have some responsibility?
Absolutely not. The only reason why Envy is sued is to sensationalize the case.
The attorney is seeking dismissals of all the lawsuits. As for the Pinas, we caught up with Caesar's wife, Jennifer, in Bergen County. Do you have anything to say to the alleged victims?
I say, just hold tight and we're going to come through.
Where's the money?
That's a Caesar answer for you. I can't give you that answer. He wants to be here with you. He wants to do the sit down. He wants to have this interview. He wants to clear the air. He wants to explain his side, and he wants people to understand what's going on. But, he's been advised to not talk.
There may be some hope for investors. A judge has appointed a bankruptcy court trustee to oversee some of the Pinas properties. Any available assets could eventually be sold off to pay alleged victims. From Patterson, Sarah Wallace, News 4 New York.
Yeah, man. Before I let y'all take off.
That's right. We still got this picture up.
Before I let y'all take off. What you think? You think Envy is innocent as well? You think he was taken advantage of by Caesar? I'm gonna come to you first, Pete. When you heard about this, because I know you heard about it or saw it somewhere on your TL, what did you think? Did you think Envy was swindling folks or what? Now that you hear that he could have been taken advantage of, what's your view on it?
I think there was a point where Dame Dash was on Envy's show a while ago, and Dame was telling Envy, now, are you a boss or are you a worker? You know what I'm saying? And I think it stuck with Envy that he wasn't a boss. You know what I'm saying? Dame Dash was like, can you give this to your son? You work for somebody. And I think that stuck with him to a point where, you know what, I got to do something else. I got to use my celebrity to do something else. You know what I'm saying? And I think he used his celebrity to swindle people, to be honest with you, because that's what it looks like from my standpoint. He's giving people false hope, you know what I'm saying? False opportunity. If I come to you with jewelry saying that, yo, take these jewels until I can blase splee, that something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right. So just in my opinion, from seeing what I saw, I think he is on some Ponzi type scheme type, trying to get some extra bread type bullshit, to be honest with you.
So Josie, do you believe he is in cahoots with Caesar, or do you think Caesar swindled him too?
I definitely, from what I heard, and it sounded like we heard different shit. So I was interested to hear your viewpoint. From what I heard, it sounded like he was taken advantage of too. And I like the point that you brought up about Dame, because he constantly trying to tell these niggas, when you are a boss, you in control of your own shit. You build out your own network, your own platforms. You take control and get the distribution. You are the one that call the shots and cut the checks and sell the advertising. If you're not doing that, then unfortunately you work for the company that does. And I think that in a lot of these cats' cases, just like P was saying, this can't be my only stream of revenue. I need to figure out a way to diversify and make money from other things. And I think just like Ja Rule, DJ Envy got caught up in a scheme to defraud the public and wasn't aware. Because quite frankly, this is all a reasonable business. Those people could have put that money in. They could have bought those businesses. They could have come and gotten loans from me and modified those apartments and buildings and rented them out and all be making money now. That is a reasonable business model for today. That is called syndication, where a bunch of people get together and invest in property. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that is what Dame was saying is exactly how this could happen. If you're allowing them to use your celebrity, but they're taking care of all the business and you don't really know what's going on, then you leave them to the opportunity to scam you and everybody behind you, because they have control of the accounts, they have control of the money, they're signing the contracts, nobody really knows what's going on. And it should have been a situation in syndication where everybody was on the contract. It was a special purpose vehicle corporation that everybody was a part of, and they all should have known what was going on by looking at the paperwork and benefiting from the forced appreciation and the interest and all the other things that come with this type of investment. So the fact that they all ignored it and was just like, oh, Caesar got us, as long as we get the 20% return, we're good. Yeah, that's why they all fucking fail. You can't do that. You can't turn that type of money over to people and not have no checks and balances. That shit is crazy.
So it sounds Envy was basically being the brand ambassador.
Basically.
Right.
He got paid to put his face out there, but they was handling all the day-to-day business.
It's a real sad situation to me because I know those people worked hard and saved their money and thought they was doing business with some reputable people. And unfortunately, they weren't. People get beat over the head daily with the same type of thing.
It's even more prevalent now. And I think that the crazy part is that these people that we're talking about is the only ones in a situation that didn't have no bread. DJ Envy didn't need nobody couple $100,000.
It's funny. Like I said, when I say it's funny due to the fact that you see him on a daily basis on the Breakfast Club, and then you see Funk Flex on the daily airing him out about this whole situation. And it just seems like when he's sitting up there on the Breakfast Club, you can see his sickness. He's sick about the whole situation because he can't
speak on it.
You can't help but be sick about a situation that you have no control over yet, that you in it. But yeah, we're gonna move on from so yeah.
Can I make one point before we move on?
Absolutely.
I just want to tell all the nieces and nephews out there, just in case you out there listening to your friends or your family or knucklehead niggas that try to get you involved in shit or tell you about shit, what he experiencing is conspiracy. If and didn't tell, then you involved and you go down with them, period.
Yes, sir. That's how
Keep
it goes.
that in mind.
So yeah, as we continue on, thank you for enlightening the youth and those who need it. Again, please like, share, and subscribe and comment down low.
Yes, sir.
So again, this is so again, give it to them Friday is not always a give it to them bad thing. We could give it to them on a big up like we did in the beginning with Marley Marl. We could give it to them on a we watching you type thing with DJ Envy. And this next give it to them, again, my mans and them have no idea. I'm just going to put this picture up on the screen, and I want y'all to tell me the first thing that comes to mind when this picture comes across the screen. All right, here we go.
Yeah, give it to them.
So we all know who this is. This is Jada Pinkett Smith. And Miss Jada, within the last I would say the last week or so, she has been in the news heavily. And you might say, you know, men of a certain age, why are y'all talking about Jada Pinkett Smith? Because Jada is a part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? As I said, her name is Jada Pinkett Smith. Will Smith, who is one of the best actors of the culture, of the hip hop culture that's doing it. And basically for the last 2 years, the Smith family has been in a lot of people's mouths for a myriad of things. So the first thing I want to know is this, and I'm gonna come to you on this one, Josie. Jada Pinkett Smith. When you think of Jada, what do you think?
First, let me say this. Before I answer that, I need to ask what's been in the news in the past week. What are they talking about? Because I haven't seen nothing on Jada.
Well,
What's the consensus?
I'm glad that you asked since you don't know. Pete, are you up on what Jada has been in the news about as of these last 5 days?
Yes, sir. I am up on it.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come to you then. And when you see Jada now, what comes to your mind when you see Jada?
Recently, she actually has a book coming out. What she's trying to do is create publicity for her new book, so you can buy her book. At the same time, she's going with the emasculation process of her husband again. So when Will went up, ex-husband,
They getting divorced?
Go ahead, P.
So
we're gonna get into it.
She's saying that they haven't actually, even though they were married, they haven't actually been together since about 2017. She also said that when he went up to smack Chris Rock, she was surprised that he mentioned her as his wife. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. She said she was surprised that he said that she was his wife.
Now, first of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. But I'm like, what is going on right
keep
now?
my wife's name
out of your mouth, right? And I'm like, but now I'm really worried for Will because I don't know what's going on.
What viewers did not see at the time, while Oscar clips were being shown, was Chris Rock leaning over the stage to talk to Jada.
And Chris looks to me and he says, Jada, I meant no harm. Now, I'm just out of it because I'm really worried about
And
Will.
what's Will doing? He's just sitting there?
And Will's still talking. He's like, he's still, because now he's mad because Chris is talking to me. And I go, Chris, this is about some old shit. That's all I could think to say, right? And I couldn't really take in his apology.
Wife. When I see her, when I see her, the first thing that comes to my mind is you're destroying your husband. Whatever you do with your husband when you were married, if you guys were separated and seeing other people, that's between you and him. You know what I'm saying? She brings everything out into the public, which is not the public's business. She's destroying this man. You know what I'm saying? I look at him different because of him, because of their relationship. It's just how much of this man's, you know what I'm saying, dick are you going to chop off in the public? It's just horrible. I don't know. I see her and I see signs of just, I don't know. She's a horrible person in my.
So like P said, let me just clarify. Jada Pinkett, when Jada first came on the scene, I can remember, I'm not going to say when she first came on the scene. I remember she was on the cover of Essence magazine in this ice blue dress. And I thought to myself, I was like, yo, Queen, she is all of that. She definitely top 10 solidified. So what she has been doing, as P was alluding to, is this, Josie. She has a book that's coming out. So she's been on the talk circuit promoting her book. So now she comes out and she says that her and Will have actually been divorced since 2016. So in between all of that time, they've been faking that they were the happy couple. Even though they said that they had an open relationship or whatever, allegedly, it's like they was faking to all of us for umpteen years. Why? I don't know. Like P said, she is out here right now making Will look very bad. Like P said, she stated she had no idea why he went up there and chopped Chris Rock like he did and screamed out, "Why keep my wife's name out your mouth?" She said she was just as shocked as everybody else was when it went down. You remember when that went down, we was in the city with our wisdoms celebrating lives when that whole thing went down. We was in New York when it all happened at the Grammys. not the Grammys, Oscars. So then she's also saying that Tupac was the love of her life and that he asked her to marry him when she was in jail. And I'm like, let that man live. I'm sorry, let that man rest in peace right now. Again, we understand and we can see what you're doing is you're trying to sell your book, and you're telling a lot of half truths, in my opinion. If you're going to come out and speak, tell the reason why y'all was divorced in 2016 and y'all played it like y'all was Barack and Michelle all these years. You know what I mean?
I get in on this.
Obviously, Barack and Michelle are not in an open relationship that we know of, but of course you can get in on it. Go ahead, speak your piece.
So it's a couple of things that bring this round robin, right? And all of the shit that y'all saying makes sense, but it's being sensationalized. It's shit that we already knew. So they've been saying they was both in open relationships since that time. And it was said that Will wasn't paying her no attention, which is how she ended up fucking with Alcina, because he was on a new bitch. And again, they kept that shit quiet and kept the shit under wraps for whatever. They both made bread during that time and both of their careers prospered. But I think for me, looking at that picture specifically, and the fact that all of this shit is coming out. Number one, she does have, like you said, she is part of the culture. She does have a story to tell that we haven't heard. And Will has long said that was her love, that Tupac was the one she was supposed to be with, so on and so forth. So it was always a situation where she was enamored with that cat and couldn't have him. And she was with Will and stable, and she stayed where she was at. But it was never a situation where they was head over heels for each other. I think it's always been sort of an accommodation on both parts for them feeling like they would build a family and build the culture and build wealth in this family based on the nucleus and what they built. But you could also see that they was breaking up by the way the kids was acting at that time. That was the whip my hair times. That was the time when Jaden came out with a bunch of music telling you how he felt. That was the time when he came out as gay and you found out that he was dealing with Tyler or whatever. So it's a bunch of stuff that happened around that time that explain how their relationship was going in the public and how it was really going in the private. But I think that the one thing that stand out for me in that picture is she looks sick. And whatever is going on with her that Will was upset about at the Grammys is actually killing her. And that's the shit that would change a man's dynamic as far as how he act about his wife, whether she felt like he loved and cared about her or not. They still together for a reason. He ain't just kick her to the curb and move on and do his thing for a reason. So he definitely still got love for her. It just may not be the same as it used to be.
That's an old picture, and she definitely don't look like that any longer.
Okay.
Second of all, my rebut to all of that is when all of that came out about her being in the entanglement with the dude, the R&B singer or whoever he is, she had to sit down at the table with Will. You know what I'm saying?
He was crying.
Exactly. If you saw that man's face and his emotions and all of that,
he was hurt.
They allegedly was divorced since 2016.
I definitely don't believe that, but they definitely been seeing other people and not really in a intimate relationship where they around and dealing with each other every day for sure.
That emotion he showed was not the emotion of somebody that's definitely detached or we've moved on from each other. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I had a lot of respect for Jada. I really can't respect this because I don't really understand it. She put
You
it
already
out there.
said what it is. This is sensationalizing so she can sell her book. And she got a story to tell. She want to give you bits and pieces, so you got to buy that shit and really figure out what's going on. And I think Will was on some hit and stick and move shit, and she actually got in a relationship with a motherfucker. That's what hurt him.
But the thing is, if you're in an open relationship and you guys are both popular people, him more popular than her, he's not putting it out there to the public that he's.
And he not out in public with whatever he doing, because you don't never see that shit and he ain't talking about it.
And
even in that interview when he was crying, he never talked about his part
That's a respect.
or what he was doing.
Right. That's respectful, though. If you're going to do it, keep it private.
Keep it low, right.
But you're going to try to make a profit off it like Jada's doing. She putting it out on the red table, so she can sell books.
I think at this point they may actually be getting a divorce, and she need that bread, because he all right. He been getting $25 million a flick the whole time. She the one been sitting by, not working, resting on her laurels, depending on that bread. And now it ain't gonna be there. Yeah, it's a different story now. She got to fend for herself. She got to do what she got to do. That's all she got is them stories. What else? She ain't getting hired. Ain't nobody going to get her for an acting job.
And all I'm saying is, it's evident why she's doing what she's doing. It's a money grab. You know what I'm saying? So it's evident that they done broke it off, and Will like, yo, I don't.
Fend for yourself, right? You got to figure it out. So she, yeah, I'm gonna sell these stories. Then shit, they know what it is, or maybe they don't. Let's see. What is it? $12.99. Get the paperback of the hardcover.
Let me give you my conspiracy. All right. my thing is that my thoughts is this. I have no proof of it. My thoughts is this: is Will is playing on both sides of the fence. Him and Jada got to be great friends, close friends, and they in Hollywood. They living like Hollywood. You know what? Spontaneously, let's get married. They go ahead and get married. They living out in Hollywood. They doing Hollywood things. They have a couple seeds. One person get more feelings for one than the other person has for them. She says Tupac was the love of her life. She get married to Will shortly after the whole Tupac murder thing. You know what I'm saying? And she been covering up what they've been doing for years, and now she got a story to tell now that, like, I'm crazy for loving you the way I love you because you don't love me the way that I love you, in love with the spirit. Jay-Z say, I wish girls like they love Tupac's soul.
Right.
And quite frankly, even that's sensationalism for the book, because he's in the news a lot lately since Keefe D got arrested. So her sensationalizing the fact that she knows him, was involved with him, was in love with him, went to high school with him, ain't gonna do nothing but help sell the book. Why bring that shit up now?
Opportunistic.
So she can sell out 100,000 more copies.
100 million.
So Jada,
fuck out of here.
You got some work to do.
We don't like it.
You got some work to do to get on the good side, back on the good side of men of a certain age, because we don't actually play that shit. But
no,
we're gonna go ahead and keep it moving.
You know.
So once again, man, this was the latest episode of Give It to Them Friday. Thank you again for tuning in. Please share, subscribe, and comment down low. Josie, you got anything you want to say to the people before we ride out of here?
Man, I just want to say, as usual, it's been a pleasure rocking out with y'all. This always gets me into a great mood going into my weekend. I hope everybody have a great time and get some rest and relaxation and love on one another and get back to fucking work on Monday. Rinse and repeat.
Yes, sir.
Panero, you got anything to say before we ride up out of here?
Hey, my nieces and nephews, listen, letting go of somebody doesn't mean you don't care anymore. It means that you care about making
yourself.
Making sure you good. You know what I'm saying? It's not personal. I got to move on. It's okay to move on. You know what I'm saying? Just want to give y'all a little advice for men of a certain age.
And that's one to grow on. And as always, man, as long as the love and the trust is there, we're going to grow, man. And DJ Shay forever, man. Rest in peace.
DJ Lie Shay. Low, baby. Yes, sir.